Boys, I hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am, because these nerd science videos are like something that I never thought I kind of needed. I kind of need these. Like this guy he's pumping these out all day, every day. Freaking just any type of situation, fight, whatever going on in the whatever he's got going on in his brain, he's putting it into the AI generator or whatever, and then it's like, and then the AI like creates the whole video. I know it's all AI stuff. I know there's so much controversy with AI and not allowing it to take over, everything, but honestly at this point it's here. We just gotta accept it, and there's no getting rid of it. It's always been here. You're either gonna embrace it or you're gonna fall behind it. We gotta do what we gotta do, man. I know this takes away from a lot of, really talented people. That those talented people will always have their talents and will always be able to provide their art, and will be able to always sense that from them. Unlike AI, where AI is kind of like, you can tell what AI is. It won't be the same. Like those people will always have that special place for actual art and actual creation, or for whatever they do. You know what I mean? So in a way, AI can't really take away from anybody. Now that that's out the way, because I just received a comment on one of the Resident Evil videos. You guys, there's always somebody trying to find something to complain about, right? Like complain about a thumbnail, dude. Like, sure, like, okay, I'm sure you got way bigger problems in your life, but could Batman survive Resident Evil 4? That's an easy yes, because Batman is way over Leon. He can do way more. He has more money. He has more gadgets, more tools to go up against anything. This dude has fought gods, so there's no reason why he isn't able to survive this, right? I don't know. Let's find out. Let me know down in the comments right now what you guys think. Could Batman survive Resident Evil 4? And I'm also thinking about doing a little Resident Evil 4 speed run. If you guys want to see that, I would definitely be down. Let me stop babbling. Could Batman survive Resident Evil 4? Yes, he can. There's just no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind.
Is faced off against some of the most evil villains in comic book history, but the infected villagers of Resident Evil 4 are a threat he wouldn't be able to overcome.
Why?
Resident Evil 4 isn't about mindless zombies. It's about living villagers infected by Las Plagas, people who still think and act with purpose, but under a parasite's control. As a result, Batman's strict no-kill code applies, and will quickly become a huge liability.
Okay. No kill code applies. Then maybe he doesn't survive then. If he's not going to just if he's not going to abandon that code for things that are going to tear him apart, then yeah, maybe he doesn't survive.
Armed with peak human skill and an arsenal built for control, not execution, could he really endure waves of intelligent attackers without crossing his moral line? To find out, we'll trace his odds encounter by encounter.
Oh, that reminds me. I actually did a video, played Resident Evil 4 Remaster with a Batman mod on too. That was hilarious. That was a long time ago. I think I like deleted that video, but yeah, that was fun. That was fun times.
Same order Leon Kennedy lived through the nightmare. And the very first test comes fast, the village ambush. The village hits like a nightmare that doesn't give you time to think. The second you step in through the gates, you're surrounded. Rusted tools.
I played with that same Batman outfit too.
Glassy, but
I think
intense.
the same mod.
The air is thick with smoke and the sound of boots scraping gravel. It's not a coordinated strike, it's a swarm.
Let me just say, like, the village ambush is one of the best parts in Resident Evil 4. Like that part is so iconic, dude. Like, when you first come up to that to the village, and you see all those people walking around, and you get in through the door, they're all trying to break into the house. Like, it's so good, dude.
In Resident Evil 4, this is where Leon Kennedy's world collapses into chaos for the first time. It's the perfect storm. Too many enemies, too little ammunition, and nowhere to run. For Leon, surviving here means using firepower.
Yo, Leon's kick though, bro, broke dude's neck.
enemies, too little ammunition, and nowhere to run. For Leon, survival here means using firepower to buy breathing room. He barricades doors, leaps from windows, and fires until the crowd thins. Every shot is a calculation. Manage recoil, reload time, and distance. It's brutal, but it's simple. Eliminate the threat. For Batman, things are different.
It better not be different. It better just be eliminate the threat, same as Leon. Like, don't waste no time with these guys.
Villagers armed with axes and pitchforks. The question isn't just whether he can fight, it's whether he can do it his way, non-lethally.
I mean, he could, sorry to keep holding, but he could low-key, like, incapacitate everybody one by one, like, low-key. I mean, if they're in a big crowd, obviously it would take longer to try to do that, but I think he could still work around them.
Out the Batmobile or firearms to thin the herd. The ambush is chaos in its purest sense. Dozens of infected villagers converging, refusing to relent, with only the toll of the church bell marking the end. Leon's solution relies on firepower. Shotguns, pistols, barricades. But that's not an option for Batman. No grenades, no headshots, no knives through hearts. What he carries are tools built to incapacitate.
Bro, the way he was punching that dude in that movie, he should have died. Like, oh my God. Oh my. That movie is so good, but like,
for Batman.
That dude should be dead.
No headshots, no knives through hearts. What he carries are tools built to incapacitate. High-velocity batarangs weighted for blunt impacts. Taser-tipped variants tuned to deliver non-lethal shocks. Smoke pellets to blind crowds. And flash disruptions that drop attackers to their knees for precious seconds. Grappling hooks let him reposition to rooftops, and his explosive gel, if used carefully, could collapse weak structures without massacring anyone outright. These gadgets buy space, but space vanishes fast against 30 enemies who don't scatter or hesitate. His martial expertise lends answers for every strike, whether it's redirecting a swing from a farmer's axe or dropping a knee into a lunge before a pitchfork lands. But combat here doesn't hinge on skill, it hinges on attrition. The Ganados aren't shaken by intimidation or fear. They don't respond to shadows or psychological tactics that freeze Gotham street gangs. Knock them out and they'll often climb back to their feet, driven not by willpower, but by parasites overriding their survival instincts. Every takedown is temporary, and numbers matter. That forces Batman to think about the battlefield itself as his greatest ally. The village layout is built for environmental tactics, and Batman excels at that. Ladders can be torn down to isolate rooftops, doors can be blocked with overturned furniture, oil lamps can be used as controlled hazards. He could funnel attackers into bottlenecks where smoke coverage maximizes his advantages. Even the use of rooftops allow him to rain down batarangs or time grapples into the smoke for sudden repositioning. Tactically, this plays to his strength in crowd management, but it comes at an exhausting price. Endurance becomes the most brutal factor. An elite fighter without Batman's conditioning might last 20 minutes under relentless pressure before fatigue slows reactions. But Batman's body is conditioned through decades of strength drills, anaerobic sprints, and gymnastic strain. Comic lore often depicts him as capable of fighting for hours against multiple opponents before showing signs of exhaustion. In pure physiological terms, his lactic acid threshold and cardiovascular endurance are unnaturally high for a human. But even with that, facing a flood of attackers while refusing to kill ensures he expends 3 times the effort Leon would in the same fight. Every dodge, throw, and calculated strike stacks fatigue on top of fatigue. His own code makes this ambush harder. So does he make it through? Yes, but just barely.
Yeah, just barely. Yeah, he still does. Yeah.
He weathers it with smoke, gadgets, timing, and physical resilience.
Yeah.
He uses the environment tirelessly, repurposes his tools for stalling over killing, and endures until the saving bell tolls. But the strain of this trial underlines a harsher truth. Surviving one mob is possible. Surviving a world of monsters built to absorb punishment is another matter entirely. Survival odds after the village ambush, 70%. He makes it, but the toll is high. Exhaustion is already setting in.
Now, Del Lago, I wonder how he's going to go up against Del Lago. I mean, I guess he could just not even touch that thing and leave it in the lake. But then again, I'm sure he would want to destroy it or incapacitate it somehow just so that people don't get hurt if they try to take a boat ride on the lake. Oh, he skips straight to the castle. Castle traps and Verdugo. I mean,
once the setting shifts into Salazar's spiraling castle,
this is gonna be easy for him though. Still,
long corridors, shifting walls, and mechanical death traps turn survival into something closer to chess. Every move has risks. Every mistake exacts a brutal toll. For Leon, this section is a draining gauntlet of resource management and combat with little room to breathe. For Batman, though, the castle doesn't just threaten him. It gives him tools. Traps meant to destroy become opportunities for manipulation, and the architecture itself transforms into a tactical resource. Batman's expertise in escapology and engineering is central here. He can escape a complex straitjacket in under a minute, and he's a polymath with deep knowledge of electrical engineering and mechanics. Where Leon is forced to wait for swinging blades to subdue or to sprint across pressure plates before arrows launch, Batman would instead analyze each trap like a puzzle set in front of him. A weighted plate becomes a system to disable or reprogram. A crossbow turret hidden in the wall could be rewired so it fires on its own cultist allies. While others see the castle as claustrophobic and oppressive, Batman sees intricate machinery waiting to be repurposed. The castle's puzzles, often simple emblem switches and intricate door locks for Leon, become another resource for Batman. A rotating wall that opens into a hidden hall.
Yeah, he would just love it.
It's a chance to funnel enemies into traps or seal them off entirely. Rooms designed to stall him actually give him more options to stall his attackers. His knack for preparation in restricted environments means he could prep ambushes as naturally as Leon fires bullets. But the most formidable obstacle in these halls isn't a trap or a puzzle, it's Verdugo. Salazar's cloaked bodyguard stalks the castle with insect-like limbs and an armored plate hide resistant to conventional weapons. It doesn't lumber like most monsters. It surges forward fast, closing distance before you can react, forcing the encounter into predator versus prey levels of tension. Leon's solution is straightforward. Kite Verdugo around and use the liquid nitrogen canisters found in the environment to freeze it temporarily, then follow up with heavy firepower. For Batman, those windows have to be exploited differently. Here, his wide-ranging knowledge of chemistry and physics becomes critical. Batman wouldn't just break the canisters haphazardly. He would calculate precisely how long the cryogenic effect would last, the optimal point for maximum spread, and how to chain multiple freezes together for time. Freezing gas isn't a weapon for him. It's a method of repositioning and controlling space. While Verdugo breaks free eventually, timing those moments lets Batman keep distance and redirect the pursuit. His mastery of escapology applies as much here as anything. This isn't a conventional fight. It's surviving a moving death trap, using skill and speed to stay alive one step ahead. Without firearms, Batman would lean entirely on environment. The goal isn't to win a duel by damage, it's to escape by misdirection, forcing Verdugo into vulnerabilities carved from the castle itself. Each encounter becomes a matter of patience, motion, and perfect timing under life or death pressure. Survival odds after the castle and Verdugo, 55%. Batman bends the environment to his will, but Verdugo nearly corners him and makes survival tough for our vigilante. The lack of firepower and the no-kill code leaves him running on fumes when trying to defeat this abomination.
Regenerators.
When it comes to Resident Evil 4's most infamous monster, the Regenerador, Batman finds his sharpest challenge yet. This biological nightmare was designed to shrug off damage that would stop anything else in the game. Every lost limb grows back. Every strike, no matter how precise, seems wasted unless you know the secret buried beneath its skin. Its labored breathing, the slow shuffle forward, and the fact that it can reconstitute itself in seconds make it one of the most unnerving encounters in the series. For Batman,
can I just say I'm a little upset that he hasn't used any OG RE4 clips yet, because OG RE4 still remains to this day the best one. Even though remaster was perfect, OG RE4, like, come on, dude, you should have used some OG RE4 clips, man. Damn.
Who lives by strategy, gadgets, and control, This
And it's a little bit scarier, low-key, in my opinion, OGRE4.
opponent directly undermines his strengths. The Regenerador and its even deadlier
Oh, there we go.
the
Yeah.
Iron Maiden,
Is this?
are enemies
Yeah.
where standard
Yeah, here we
combat
go.
completely
Yeah.
fails. In Resident Evil 4, the only reliable solution is using an infrared scope to reveal and destroy the plague of parasites, but Batman doesn't carry assault rifles, nor would he be willing to gun down something that still holds the shape of a human being. That forces him into a corner. He has to find a non-lethal precision method to neutralize the threat. Fortunately, this is where his intellect begins to matter as much as his combat skill. Batman's mind has long been categorized as genius level, with an estimated IQ over 200. Across comics and games, he has mastered dozens of sciences: biology, chemistry, engineering, mathematics, computer science, and physics, while also designing technology that rivals military-grade innovations. With that background, adapting his detective vision into a portable scanning system that can mimic the function of an infrared scope is entirely plausible. He could detect the parasites with the same kind of internal overlay Leon relies on, but instead of gunfire, he would use surgical-level tools of his own making. Over his career, Batman has built electrical disruptors for precision sabotage, high-frequency sonic devices for disorienting enemies, and taser-based weapons designed to incapacitate without
Well, that
killing.
Batman outfit's kind of
Imagine this
badass.
modified into micro-munitions, meant not to blast apart flesh, but to rupture or overload the specific tissues housing parasites. His skill as both a weapons engineer and master hacker means he can reconfigure his arsenal on the fly, sharpening his technology into a surgical strike system rather than brute ordnance. It's not about power, it's about accuracy. The critical issue, though, is time. In Gotham, Batman usually has to prep before a fight. He analyzes crime scenes for hours, runs simulations in the Batcave, and builds custom countermeasures to match his enemies. Against the Regenerador, there's no forewarning and no planning window. The monster gives him no pause, forcing him to improvise instantly while under attack. Every slash of its claws presses his enhanced reflexes to react faster than thought, and every dodge or counter push tests the upper limits of his enhanced durability. Even if he manages to scan for parasite signatures, targeting them while avoiding those relentless grabs drains his stamina at an alarming rate. The claustrophobic laboratory setting only stacks the odds higher. No shadows to vanish into, no rooftops to grapple toward, just fluorescent corridors with steel doors and nowhere to hide. Villains in Gotham, from Clayface to Mr. Freeze, have taught Batman how to handle regeneration and specialized attacks, but those battles often leave him with space to experiment. Here it's compressed chaos, a shifting biological puzzle that advances step by step until you solve it or fall. Would he eventually neutralize the Regenerador? Yes, but with a heavy cost. His genius-level analysis paired with real-time use of infrared scanning gear and surgical disruptors could dismantle the parasite network inside the creature without directly killing the host. His intellect makes survival possible, but his body pays a steep price for the effort, burning through energy reserves faster than almost any Gotham encounter. Survival odds after the Regenerador, 40%. He survives by brilliance, not brawn. Physically, he's nearly broken.
I mean, only because he's not trying to destroy that thing. Like, bro, you see that thing is far gone. You should just explode it or send it. Send it. Like, I don't know why his no-kill rule would still even apply at that point to something like that. Like, you see that thing is not human. Sadler.
When Sadler enters the stage, the problem evolves from surviving an ambush to containing a biological apocalypse. The Las Plagas infection isn't a disease. It's a network, hijacking human nervous systems to serve a single will. Every villager, every soldier becomes a node in Sadler's hive. Leon Kennedy answers that with gunfire and grit, fighting his way through the cult to survive the head. Batman, though, would do the opposite. He wouldn't chase Sadler across the island. He'd dig in. His mind would shift from hunter to scientist, from pursuit to prevention. Louise Sarah's lab.
That is so badass, though. Batman is he's so tough. He could go, oh man, the fact that he doesn't off people is just, it makes him that much more like just tough because he doesn't have to. And if he did start doing that, People would cower. People would run in fear. Villains would be way more scared of an evil Batman than they would an evil Superman. And we could fight about that in the comments. Like, I'm just saying, like, Batman would scare people way more, like, if he was to become lethal.
Ground zero for his counteroffensive. What was once a crude workshop for temporary serums would, under Batman's hands, turn into a functioning field lab. Instead of running from the infection, he'd fortify the perimeter, seal entry points, and turn every chemical, generator, and scrap of machinery into tools for biological warfare. Non-lethal, but precise. His first step wouldn't be a fight. It would be a diagnosis. He'd map the parasite's neural patterns, dissect its control nodes, and begin searching for ways to block transmission between host and master. This strategy fits Batman's psychology as much as his science. His refusal to kill isn't just an ethical line. It's a tactical framework. To him, killing ends the data. Letting a subject live means learning how it works. And in a crisis like this,
see, and that
knowledge is
that's even more tough. Like, I never even thought about like that. Letting things live allows him to be able to understand why it does what it does or how it works. Like, so that's so cool. Like, I like that.
Where Leon sees enemies to eliminate, Batman sees a pathogen to interrupt. His objective isn't Sadler's death. It's the collapse of Sadler's control.
Yeah.
The prep time argument gains its truest form here. Even without his lab or Alfred's guidance, Batman's adaptability turns scraps into systems. He could re-engineer Louise's equipment to generate high-frequency pulses that scramble parasite communication, or synthesize a neurochemical suppressant from scavenged materials to slow host aggression. His cowl scanners could be recalibrated to detect parasite resonance inside the human body. Within hours, he'd shift from survivor to containment specialist, repurposing the environment rather than escaping it. His experience with mind control isn't theoretical. From Poison Ivy's spores to Mad Hatter's neural implants, he spent years countering forms of biological and technological domination. The principle remains the same: break the signal chain. In this case, that means isolating infected clusters, cutting Sadler's line of command, and maintaining live test samples to analyze mutation rates. Every experiment would bring him closer to a biological choke point, a way to jam the parasite's commands at their source. Ultimately, Batman's campaign wouldn't be about victory in combat, but about outlasting infection. By stabilizing Louise's lab, he transforms the narrative from escape to intervention, from heroism through violence to survival through intellect. So if Sadler comes for him, Batman doesn't meet him on the battlefield. He forces the battlefield to adapt to him. His fight is no longer personal, it's surgical. And though the odds of surviving the ordeal drop with every passing hour, the result of his stand could mean something Leon never had time to attempt: the beginning of a cure. Survival odds after Sadler? 25%. His intellect gives him a chance, but fatigue and wounds make survival less than a coin toss. All told, Batman's final odds of surviving the entire night rested around 25%, 1 in 4. It's not his strength that carries him, nor his gadgets alone, but his ability to reimagine every problem as a puzzle with a solution. Yet that very philosophy, the refusal to kill, makes every fight harder than it needs to be, draining his stamina and cutting his chances lower with each passing hour. But there's still the unresolved question. If Batman's intellect is truly peerless, could he synthesize a cure from the island's limited resources, mirroring Luis Serra's ingenuity? Or does the non-lethal calculus fail against a parasite demanding eradication? Tell us your analysis below.
What do you guys think of that? Could Batman survive Resident Evil 4? I mean, I think this is a good one, especially with the whole no-kill rule. I get it. It just makes everything way harder than it needs to be. Like he said, he just released Batman. Could Batman survive Special Forces, and could Doctor Strange survive Superman? Which both of these we're definitely gonna watch. This one looks pretty quick. I think I already know the answer to that one, but we're gonna save that. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Can Batman survive Resident Evil 4? Bruce's intelligence is being downplayed. He would realize sooner than later that these things need to... That's what I'm saying. If Batman can wipe out hordes of parademons, I don't think he would have too much of it. Yeah, Ganados, yeah. The question should be, can Resident Evil 4 survive Batman? Right. Exactly. These people know exactly what they're talking about. I love these people. This isn't a case where no kill rule applies. The affected are effectively dead, but still operating. We still see this at the end when Sailor dies. Batman can kill him. Yeah, well, it's not like he would be killing them. He's just making sure that they're not moving as they're dead, like type. Yeah. Without even having to watch the whole video first, I'm here to say Batman won't even struggle, honestly. Right. So yeah, we get it. So in this case, Batman would easily survive Resident Evil 4. I mean, it's no question. It's no question at all. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. We're going to keep going with these. I'm enjoying these. So we're going to keep going. And I thought I was subscribed. I don't know why YouTube's been freaking weird lately, because I could have sworn I was subscribed to this dude, but apparently I wasn't. And just like you watching this video, you probably thought you were subscribed and you're not. So hit that sub button and hit the bell button. Again, let me know if there's any videos on nerd science that or anything else maybe that you might want me to react to. I don't mind. Again, I'm open to everything. I think we'll call it there, boys. Hope everybody has a fantastic day or fantastic rest of your day, whichever part of the day you're watching this. And I'm out of here, boys. I'm out of here.